Hello, and this is Notary Life with Kimmy. Well, hey guys, today we are talking all about the confirmation call for a signer. How does that go? What happens when the information is missing and everything? Okay, so let's get right into it. So when you receive an assignment, it comes via text or email, whatever. What I normally do, my process is I print the instructions, okay? So I'll just show you this. I can't show you everything because it's someone's document. But I print the instructions, and on the instructions, you normally have an order number, the client's name, your name, the signing appointment, the address, the signer's phone number, normally, and special instructions. So that's, if it's everything is there, it's perfect. But what happens when everything is not there? So for example, I had someone call me the other day. Well, hey Kim, I got this order, but the phone number is missing. That's okay. What we're going to do is email the signing company, or if there's a phone number, you call them and you say something like this. Hey Jan, I just got this order and the phone number is missing. I need a contact for the client so I can call them and confirm the appointment, because normally within the instructions, it says to call and confirm. But let's remember, the signing company doesn't have all the information all the time, and they have so many orders that they're putting out. So if they're missing something, this is your opportunity to shine and follow through, and don't get frustrated. Oh, they ain't put the phone number. Oh, I don't know how to get them. I don't have an email address. No, just relax, take control. You know, I always talk about taking control. If you haven't seen my other video about taking control at the signing table, but we're going to take control of everything. So if the phone number is not there for the signer, we're going to email the signing company, or we're going to call them. If we email them, that sounds something like this. Thank you, Jan, for the opportunity to work with your company. However, I'm missing the phone number from Mrs. Smith. Could you please send that to me so I can confirm the appointment? Don't panic. We got this, right? Sometimes you may get the documents and it may not say anything. It might just have the signer's name, one name, John Smith. But that's okay too. On our initial call to the client, we're going to confirm with them, because you may not have the documents yet, but you still have to call and confirm the appointment. So everything doesn't always go the way it's supposed to, ... right, in a row. So this is where we have to use our critical thinking skills, and I'm going to prepare you today. So if you receive a confirmation email and it does not have all the information, it just has a signer's name and phone number, it's okay. We're going to call the signer, and that's going to sound something like this. Good afternoon, Mrs. Smith. I'm Kimberly. I'll be coming out to do your loan signing on Friday at 2 o'clock and confirm the address. Oh, yes, that's correct. And then I don't have my documents yet, but can you please just confirm a few details for me? Are you the only person signing, or is someone else signing the documents too? Oh, yes, my husband will be signing also. Okay, can we make sure that you both have current ID, correct? You both have current ID? Oh, yes, we do. Very good. So in my other video that I talked about controlling the room, this is all part of the confirmation. But today we're talking about if information is missing from the order that you get from the signing company. So you need to know how to handle that too, because it's not always going to be perfect in textbook. If the order does not have the number of documents that need to be printed, the number of copies, for example, because sometimes you'll get that, always assume that 2 need to be printed. If it doesn't say print 3, print 4, print whatever, and it doesn't say, I always print 2. I always print 2. Now you can go back and ask the company if you like, how many would you like me to print? But to me, that might be a move where they know you might be a new signing agent, because the standard is normally 2. So if it doesn't say, when in doubt, I print 2. Unless it specifically says no need to print 1 for the signer, because sometimes it will say that. Always read your instructions, because sometimes it'll say something to the effect you don't have to print the client's copy on legal size. So you want to always read your instructions. Always, always, always. So as far as the appointment time is concerned, do not say, is that time good for you? Why? Because you, as a loan signing agent, already have your schedule set. So if it's set for 10 o'clock and you ask them, is it good for them? they're going to say, no, 11 is better. Well, you already got it 11 o'clock. So unless you need to change it for some reason, I never say, is that good for you? I just let them know what the time is. Now, if it's not good for me for some reason, like I had 2 actually the other day, and they both were scheduled for Friday, but I really didn't want to do them on Friday. So one of them actually had asked me, did I have another day that I was available? And the second one, because I already had to change for the first person, I asked them, oh, did you have another day in mind? So you cannot always change the day and time. You cannot. But in my 2 particular signings that I had, I'm familiar with the companies. I'm familiar with the processes. So it worked out. So we were able to change it. Actually, where it worked out for me, I could do both in one day instead of scattering it all over the place. They were actually in the same city. But as a rule, don't just change the time, or don't even ask them, rather, you know, is that good for you? That's the point. Don't ask them, is it good for you? You also don't want to just change times without confirming with the signing company. We talked about that in another video too, how to be the preferred notary. Don't just change people's times. Don't just change locations and all of that. Also, when I first print my my sheet, I call it my face sheet for a signing. When I print that, usually kind of now I know which documents require a witness. But I also download the documents, not print, because the appointment has not been confirmed. But I download the appointments to look at the documents to see if a witness is needed. Because during that initial call, you want to let the client know that they need a witness if it's not already in the instructions. So a lot of times in the instructions, they don't know if a witness is required because they haven't actually taken time to look at all the documents. The signing company gets the order, they just send it out. So you as the notary, you're going to take your time, read the instructions, because sometimes it may say you have to provide the witness or witness is required. But if it's not in your instructions, now you're going to download your documents, not print, because the appointment's not confirmed again. But you're going to look through those documents and see if a witness is required. If a witness is required, that phone call sounds like this when you call Mr. Smith. Hi, Mr. Smith. This is Kimberly. I'm going to be your notary. And just to confirm, the documents do require that you have a witness. Will you be able to provide someone that's a non-family member? And they'll say yes or no. So if they cannot provide the witness, don't panic. We're just going to reach out to the signing company via email or call them and say, hey, Mr. Smith cannot provide a witness. Can you provide one? Now, this, guys, I always preach as a notary, have your witness list. Why? Because you can offer that as a service. And then you call the signing company and say, hey, I can provide the witness, but I'll need to request a fee for my witness. And they usually say, yeah, because they don't feel like looking for no witness. So if you can go ahead and do that, that's great. So this is all part of that initial confirmation, checking out your documentation. After I confirm my appointment, I have a pre-typed script that I send every client. And it just says something like, thank you, Mr. Smith. Your appointment is confirmed for Friday, 10 a.m. And I send them the link to my website so they can see who I am before I get there. And that kind of sets the tone because they can say, okay, she's very professional, very businesslike. So, or whatever they think. I don't know what they're thinking, but I always send that and people tend to like it. Any communication that something is different or strange about the signing, I'm documenting it. I'm putting it in an email. Even though I talk to them on the phone, I'm going to document the file. That looks something like this. So I called Jan for a phone number, and over the phone at the signing company, in my notes, I typed something to the effect, spoke with Jan, asked for contact for signer. So I'm always documenting everything. Even though you had a verbal with someone, if it's not in writing, it did not happen. If on your instructions, it does not have the ink color that's required, the industry standard is blue. Always read your instructions because, as we talked about in many videos, and I'm sure you've heard this, always check the ink color. And again, if it doesn't say black required, industry standard would be blue, not pink, not purple, nothing fancy, but always use blue, okay? So let's do one mock phone call from beginning to end because we talked a little bit about everything so you can see the smoothest process and what that sounds like, okay? Hi, Mrs. Smith. This is Kimberly from None Better Mobile Notary Services, and I'll be your signing agent on Friday at 10 p.m. Is that correct? This is a late signing, y'all. But at 10 p.m., is that everything correct, the details? Oh, yes, it is. We needed a late signing because my husband gets off work late. The traffic is really bad. I'm so sorry. I know that's super late for you. Well, yes, Mrs. Smith, but it'll be my pleasure to help with just a few details we need to go over prior to my arrival. Does everyone have current ID? Okay, I see that you and your husband both will be signing the documents. Yes, a witness is required per the document. So will you be able to provide the witness? Oh, yes, they mentioned that to me, so I'll have a witness ready. Okay, very good. Are there any pets that I would need to be concerned about? Oh, no pets. Okay, well, very good. Yes, ma'am. Well, what I will do is I will send you a confirmation text, and you'll have all of my information also. All right? Yes, it'll be my pleasure. Well, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. So everything we talked about today, guys, will help you to have a smoother transaction when it comes to the confirmation. What we talked about was a little choppy today, but quite honestly, that's real world. When you get your confirmation letter, email, text, or whatever, it's not always crystal clear. So you may be running around 30 minutes after you receive a confirmation email or text, trying to figure out everything. How to contact the signer, how many pages are needed, how many copies, what color ink, because it's all never just crystal clear. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it may be choppy. So you might as well get in the habit of learning that it's not going to always be step by step, and just prepare yourself for the unknown, okay? That'll help you be a good notary. So it's not always going to be crystal clear. It's not always going to be, wow. No, you're going to be running frantic. I got to get an email. I got to get this. I got to get that. So just go ahead, and that's part of being a good notary. The unexpected. If you can handle it, it's going to make you shine. You're going to be the preferred notary. So this is Notary Life with Kimmy. Till next time.